for spring break. We went to Disney. You have 4 different places to choose from that's in the Disney Studios, and we chose Hollywood Studios because Jack and Owen are obsessed with the Muppets and Star Wars. Check out our Star Wars extravaganza.
But for me, it's just a job.
Studios, it's so vintage and retro, like every little detail, it's like the 1950s. I love that.
Tricks and ways to save money and things to expect when you go to any Disney park. A good way to save money when you go to the Disney parks, and that you might not know, is that you can bring your own snacks and water. They check your bags when you go in, and as long as the snacks are like packaged and they're pretty much okay with it, and I believe every park has to let you bring water in for safety reasons. Not 100% sure about that. Always go on the website and check their rules, but I've never had any issues bringing in snacks or different things. When you're waiting in line, if you're waiting in line, it helps them and it keeps them busy. If you go to Hollywood Studios and you want to do the Jedi training, which is like the little kids go up and it's kind of like a little show, and they teach them how to do different Jedi moves, which is really cool, but get there early. You go to where the Indiana Jones is. Like if you're looking at the Indiana Jones ride, go to the left and there's a little sign up, and you sign them up for the afternoon courses. Unfortunately, we signed them up, but it rained in the afternoon and we took a midday break. So we went first thing when the park opened up. We were there for hours, and when the kids were done, obviously, and we were done, we went back to the condo, which was just a few minutes away from the park, and we took a break. Everyone took a nap and got like refreshed, and then we went back at night for the light show. With the light show, the best thing to do is beforehand. When you're going around, Disney's always trying to sell stuff. It's how they market, it's how they make their money, and go for it. But I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a balloon that lights up. It's just a little thing that lights up. So again, I will go to the dollar store beforehand or Party City. You can buy the bracelets, the necklaces, the whole nine. And Party City, they come in packs. So if you have a lot of kids, or your kids like a lot of different glowing things, that's a good idea. Or just the dollar store and you get necklaces. I think this year we got like a little wand, a little Tinkerbell wand, and little necklaces on a string. So the boys had something to light up, to play with, to keep them occupied before the show actually came on. And then also you're not spending all that money on like the carts and the glow things.
Driving proudly presents Locked Down.
Disney is all about buying different things. So I let them know months in advance. I make them earn their presents, and you can do it with a sticker chart, make them do their chores. If they fill up all their stickers, then they can get something at Disney. I also just implanted for them about 2 months, like, we need to save all our money for Disney. We need to save all our money for Disney. So every time you go to Target or other stores, they're not trying to buy all this stuff, and I just try to prepare them for Disney. And then I tell them when they get there, they can buy any 2 presents per day. So, when we went to Legoland, I saved like all this money thinking like I'm gonna drop $100 or more a day on Lego sets because I hadn't let them get anything or very little things for about 2 or 3 months before we went to Disney. But as it turns out, they both picked a $30 thing. So most of the times if you let kids choose, they're not gonna pick the most expensive, ridiculous thing. So I allow them 2 per day, and then they know like once they get there 2, and then also they want to look at everything before they buy. So if we go to, after every single ride at Disney, they have a store that goes with that ride or that section of the park. So if Owen loves Muppets and he gets done with the Muppet Show and then he gets in there, he knows whatever he picks, he just gets 1 more gift per day. So in the beginning of the day when they're trying to get everything, it kind of calms them down because they have the whole day to decide what they want, and you can always come back to it. He loves Han Solo and Carbonite. It's like his favorite thing in the whole world, which is crazy because it's only like 10 minutes of the movie. But he's obsessed with it. So I looked up if I could see if they had any toys of that kind at Disney, and then I found if you go to the snack departments, and there's little, like vintage looking little trolley car things, and they sell like popcorn and little pretzels, things like that. And they have a souvenir bin. Now it's pretty expensive, but I made sure Jackie knew ahead of time that the souvenir bin and the popcorn was like his thing for the day. So if they get 2 things a day, it was one of them. And they didn't have Han and Carbonite, but how amazing is this? So it moves the front, and then up top it pops out, and there was popcorn in here, and you can refill that. And then it also had a band, so I wore it like a purse. So if I go to Comic-Con or something, guess what my purse is going to be? It's amazing. So this was Jackie's toy for the day. One of his toys for the day. And then it was also like our snack and our treat for the day. So you can drop a pretty penny, but that's an amazing thing to take home. I have it on a shelf in our living room because it's that badass. So that was also a good thing. We never do like a sit-down meal at Disney. Now, kids can really get into the characters, but there's characters all around, and there's so much to see. So if it's your first or second time, or if you have a little child, sometimes the really expensive sit-down meals with the characters is a little too overwhelming for them. So maybe if it's like your 3rd or plus times, or they're a little older, it might be okay, but right now, when they're younger, it's too overwhelming. Tell someone you're going to Disney, a lot of the people are like, hey, are you getting the autographs? No. First of all, it's a character, but not the actual character, and the lines are crazy. We saw a line for Pluto, and it was like 50 people deep. Like, I'm not doing that. So to get away from that and to get the kids away from wanting to get like a little scribble on a piece of paper, we decided, I got them into it early, I've been into it my whole life, is penny crushers. So, there's machines everywhere, and you get these awesome penny crushers. So each machine is different, and you've seen them at like parks or any kind of, they're at like national parks or zoos, and you put 2 quarters and a penny in. You roll the thing, which is also great for the kids. It keeps them busy and it wears them out. And then it crushes the penny and it has a little logo of whatever zoo or park or whatever you have on it. So you can buy this. I got this on Amazon before we went. You can also get them at the actual park, and sometimes the parks have like their own. This one, which is Tinkerbell. Jackie was really into Tinkerbell at the moment, and then these are all of our Disney ones. You can also, and I've gotten these before, it's just these really inexpensive. It's normally like 2 for $7. Same concept, just a little smaller and not as exciting on the front, but if you go through them, I have a ton from when I was a kid. So I have one for Jack and one for Owen, and then this one was just strictly Disney, if you're looking to save a little money. And then so you're not carrying on a giant change purse. You just take your old prescription bottles. I just put some tape on here. This one had Trolls tape, just to make it look cute. When you put them in here, what I can do is I put like 2 quarters and a penny. 2 quarters and a penny, and I stack it. So I can literally just pour out those 2 quarters and a penny, put it in, crank it, and go. And I'm put one of these in your purse, maybe one in your backpack for a backup. And then we just have them and we do them all day. Plus the kids are always looking for them, so it's kind of like a little treasure hunt trying to find them. If you go on Pinterest, some people make them into artwork. So I've seen them where they do like a shadow box, and they shape them out to be like Disney ears and the Disney face, which is really cute in a different way. I like the book because I have books from when I was kids. The kids can look at them, and they're behind plastic, so they don't, they're not all over the place. Sometimes if you keep them in a jar or something, they just get all over the place, and it's crazy. Another thing beforehand that can cost you while you're there is the Disney ears and the Disney hats. I saw on Pinterest a lot of people were making their own, and then I saw the price of them when I was there, and they're like $15 to $30 depending on which one you want and which character you want and how detailed they are. So all I went to do is go to Hobby Lobby, and I can just show you, you can just make your own, and I'll show you how to do it in the video right here. So what you're going to need to make these Disney ears is some sort of cardboard, a random can. You can do soup. I just grabbed beans, a marker, E6000 or hot glue. I use hot glue, but E6000 will work. A thin headband. I've tried it with the thicker ones, and it's really much more difficult to use the thin ones. And then whatever fabric, this is like a felt. Just put this here. Draw around it. Put a little notch out. I'd say, what is that, 2 inches or so? Need be. What you're going to do is cut this out. So once you have it, just kind of move this so it's flexible. You're going to put that right in between on the one side. Make sure it's good, like this, and it fits. And then you'll hot glue that together. Now before you hot glue, you can take your fabric, whatever is the back base of whatever color you want for whatever character you're doing. Cut it out just like the cardboard, and then hot glue that on. So when you fold that in, you'll have you won't have any rough edges, and it'll all be like a red piece of fabric covering this whole thing, and that's your base. Hero 6, super simple, it's just white felt, and then I just use this with pen, and I put his little head things on. Got Peter Pan going on. If you're not very good with like coming up with ideas, you can just get the material. This was just material that had Star Wars printed on it. So I just did the material, and then it's done, and you have the thing. It's the ears. This as well. It was Dory and Nemo. The fabric is already done. I just added this little edging to make it a little cuter, more pizzazz. It's really intense. And this is fake fur. So this is Chewbacca. And this is just fake fur. That is way more messy. But hello, they're the cutest ones I have.